Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know how we do it around here. You give us all sorts of stuff to dig through and we pull out the good stuff that you can actually use. Today, it's all about suspense.
Ooh, sounds exciting. Getting a little dramatic today, are we?
Well, when you think about it, suspense is everywhere,
Yeah.
especially if you're in the content creation world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Keeping people on the edge of their seats, dying to know what comes next.
Yeah.
That's how you win the content game.
Exactly. And we actually found this super cool post by @irene.caratolio on Instagram. She's a content marketer, email copywriter, all that jazz. And get this, she compares making content to promoting movies.
Whoa, hold on. Movies. Like Hollywood blockbusters. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Yeah. It's actually really clever. She talks about how movie studios are masters at getting us all hyped up for a film, like months before we can even buy a ticket.
Okay, I see where she's going with this. It's all about that buildup, right? That anticipation that just eats away at you until you need to see what happens. You know, like those teaser trailers that give you just a glimpse of the action.
Precisely. It's like they give you just enough to make you obsessed, but they never spoil the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to break down today. How to bring that Hollywood magic to your own content, whatever it is you're making.
Love it, because let's be honest, who doesn't want a little more coming soon excitement for their work?
Okay, so let's get into some specifics. What are some of the tactics that a uni suggests? I know she covers both video and written content.
Yeah, she breaks it down really well. And for video, one of the coolest things she mentions is using outtakes for, blooper reels.
Blooper reels, I mean,
Uh-huh.
those are fun, but how does that build suspense?
Think about it. It lets people see the behind-the-scenes stuff, the mistakes, the funny moments. Suddenly, it's not just a polished video, it's real people. It makes you way more relatable.
Totally. It's like, oh, they mess up too. They're just like me.
Right. And that human connection builds trust. And when people trust you, they're more invested in your content.
Makes sense. And then there's that thing she mentions about teasing, like just showing the first few seconds of a video.
Ah, yes, the first taste strategy. It's such a simple but effective way to grab attention. You're essentially creating a mini cliffhanger, leaving them desperate to see what happens next.
It's almost like a challenge. Like, can you guess what this video is about based on these 5 seconds? Watch and find out.
You hit the nail on the head. And it works because our brains are hardwired to crave completion. We see an incomplete story or a puzzle with missing pieces. We are compelled to fill in the gaps.
I love that. So simple, yet so powerful. And it's not just video, right? Irene has some ideas for written content, too.
Oh yeah, plenty. And one that I thought was super clever was using blurred out titles. Like you post something, but the title is all blurry and people have to guess what it is.
I've seen that. It's genius. It immediately sparks curiosity. People start commenting, throwing out ideas, instant engagement.
You're basically turning a regular announcement into an interactive game. And who doesn't love a good game?
Exactly. Okay, what else did she have for written content?
Well, another tip is to drop little hints about what you're going to talk about, without giving the whole thing away.
Kind of like a breadcrumb trail leading to the main course.
Yes. You could do a series of posts, each revealing a bit more, or even just a single post that uses like really evocative language, maybe an image that sparks intrigue.
And this works for like blog posts, social media, even emails.
For anything. It's all about piquing that curiosity. Then there's another thing she talked about, and I think this is so important, especially these days. It's showing your process.
Ah, you mean being more transparent about how the sausage gets made? I've heard that's a big trend now.
Yeah, exactly. People want to know what goes on behind the scenes. So share snippets from your drafts, talk about your brainstorming sessions, the struggles you faced. You're showing the human side of creation, the effort and the passion.
It's like inviting them into your creative world.
Exactly. And they'll appreciate the final product even more, knowing all the work that went into it.
Right. It's not just some random thing you whipped up. It's something you poured your heart and soul into. And it makes you seem more authentic, too.
Authenticity is key, wouldn't you say?
Huge. People can smell a fake a mile away. And one last thing I wanted to bring up was this awesome comment on Akini's post. Someone named Natasha Social Media wrote that in social media, suspense is the bridge between curiosity and action.
I love that. It's so true.
Yeah, they go on to say, tease just enough to intrigue, but always deliver the reward worth the wait.
Powerful stuff. It highlights the responsibility we have as content creators. We can't just hype things up and then nothing. We have to deliver.
Right. You got to follow through. Otherwise, people will feel let down and lose trust in you.
It's like a chef who spends hours creating a beautiful dish, but then serves it cold. All that effort, wasted.
Perfect analogy. Okay, so to wrap things up, what's the key takeaway for our listeners today?
I think it's this. Suspense is a powerful tool. It's not just some gimmick. It's about storytelling, about creating an experience for your audience that keeps them engaged, excited, and coming back for more.
It's like turning your content into an adventure, something that unfolds over time with twists and turns and a satisfying payoff in the end.
And that, my friend, is how you win the content game.
So true. All right, everyone, that's our deep dive for today. But don't just let this information sit there. What's one piece of content you're working on right now? How can you add a little suspense, a little intrigue to make it even more engaging? Think about it. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay suspenseful.